Joanna was concerned about her grandchildren, her grown grandchildren, because she felt like they consumed too much, they spent too much, and they weren't really very happy. So she sat them down one day and she said, you know, I have lived across the street from this cemetery for 45 years, and I have never seen a hearse drive in with a U-Haul behind it. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Media coverage recently has inundated us with information about hoarders. I'm sure you've at least read a news story about hoarders, you've seen documentaries about hoarders, you've seen therapeutic interventions about hoarders. This is relatively new, not to say that there haven't been hoarders over history, but the number of hoarders seems to be growing more and more. And they're even thinking about putting it in the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Health. They're thinking about separating it out from compulsive disorders and calling it a disorder in and of itself. How did this happen? In the late 1960s, that was the first time we started seeing units being rented for people to put storage in. We hadn't seen that before. And our houses today are about 50% larger than they were back then. So we've got more space, and yet we're renting spaces. They estimate that there are probably about 10% of Americans that pay money every month to put their things in storage, things that they don't even know what they are and they don't use them. So we have to kind of wonder, what do we get things for? What are they all about? Peter Walsh, who is a professional organizer, he suggests that anything that we buy, anything we put in our home, anything we put in our environment should be something that facilitates our own personal goals, something that helps us get to where we want to be or accomplish what we want to accomplish, or something that's very, very beautiful. A friend of mine recently, I was at an art show, and she's an accomplished artist, and I was considering buying a piece of artwork, but I wasn't sure. So I consulted with her, and I said, Jean, what do you think about this piece? And she said, well, when I buy artwork, this is how I buy it. I look at it, and I ask myself, is this something I want to look at every single day for the rest of my life? And if it is, and I have the money, I buy it. But if it is not, I don't buy it, and I let somebody else enjoy it. So I thought that was a pretty good answer to that, because we are inundated now with clutter. Clutter is insidious. It breeds. You have a little bit of clutter, and then you have more clutter, and we get overwhelmed. It doesn't make us feel better. It doesn't help us accomplish our goals. People talk about being overwhelmed. They talk about feeling depressed. I walk in my house and I don't have any energy. So all of these things that we're spending our money on and we're accumulating in our home, what is it doing? It is causing us to be down. It's causing us to lose our energy. We have become a slave to our clutter. Our clutter's not serving us for our own personal goals. We're serving the clutter. We're rearranging the clutter. We're moving the clutter over here so that we can move in more clutter. So Peter Walsh has some ideas for us about how we might handle this. He talks about dividing your living space into zones. So you've got your living area, you've got your office area, you've got your kitchen area, and then to sit down and really think about, what do I want this zone to accomplish for me? And when you put an item in that particular zone, ask yourself, is that going to help me accomplish what I want to do in this area? If it's not, then probably you don't need to put the thing in there. Maybe you don't need to buy it. He also talks about, people say, oh, I want to get rid of the clutter, but I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. So Peter Walsh says, well, why don't you do the trash bag tango? And that's what I would propose to all of us tonight, is that maybe for our resolutions for 2012, we think about doing the trash bag tango. And what Peter Walsh proposes is that you take 2 trash bags, one for trash and one for giveaway. And if you want to sell, do a garage sale, but I think that can get us in trouble. Maybe a third bag. So you've got your 2 bags, you've got your trash, and you've got your giveaway. Don't overwhelm yourself with saying, I've got to clean this whole area before the end of the week or the end of the day. Say to yourself, I am going to take 10 minutes tonight, and I am going to fill these bags as quickly as I can in 10 minutes. And you will be shocked, because I've done it. You will be amazed at the end of the 10 minutes how much you've gotten done. What that does for you is it motivates you. It makes you want to do more. So do the trash bag tango. He also says when you get out of bed, make the bed. When you eat, do the dishes. When you come home, if you have flat surfaces in your house, don't put things on your flat surfaces. Put them away right away. When you bring the mail in, open it up, put it in a file, or put it in the trash. Do it right away so that it doesn't accumulate. And when you get out of your car, take the trash with you. And I started doing that last year, and it is amazing. My car is always clean, which is shocking, truly shocking. He also says when you buy something new and you bring it in the house, make sure you take something else out of the house. So every time you bring something in, take something else out. At the end of the day, spend 10 minutes in each room. 5 minutes to sort things out, and 5 minutes to deal with the clutter. If you need more than 10 minutes, you've got too much stuff. So, Maxine said, and I have to agree with her, every time I do my spring cleaning, I find something that I lost. Last spring, it was my mind. Thank you very much, Esther.